Hello everybody, my name is Necroxis. Welcome back to another video where we talk about the Legion comics. Surprisingly, it was just last week that the first one came out. They've already released the second one that is called Nightborne, Twilight of Suramar. I have to admit, it's not as heartfelt as the first one, but it still is really good. It is about, as you could imagine, the Nightborne and the Nightfallen and Suramar City and the barrier over the city. And basically it explains how the Nightborne, who back when they were Night Elves were enemies of the Legion, decide to instead help the Legion in this expansion because of Grand Magistrix Elisand. And basically, like I said, I'm not going to cover like the whole thing, but it's I liked it a lot. Once again, the animated version by Mediafire was great, and I strongly recommend you watch that version of it, which I'm going to put again a link to in the description box below. I am a little disappointed because when I did my video on the beginning of Suramar, like the introduction to Suramar, I was expecting there's a cutscene where it supposedly is going to show basically this comic, I assume, where Elisand makes her decision to ally with the Legion and why she would do that. And when I made that video, I was like, well, there's got to be a really good reason that I'm not thinking of. Maybe she's going to, like, betray the Legion at the last second, or something else is going to happen, because why would she just suddenly flip-flop? And from this comic, it seems like she just flip-flops because Gul'dan basically says, we're going to kill all of you if you don't bring down the portal and let us into the Nightwell. But if you do, you'll become our allies, and you'll get to keep your city and keep your luxuries and keep your titles, and then that's it. And so then basically, all of the advisors to the Grand Magistrix, including Melandris, who we fight in the Court of Stars. It includes First Arcanist Dalrissa, who you might remember from the Suramar storyline as the leader of the Nightfallen. It includes, let's see, who else is there? Vandros. I don't remember who Vandros. I believe Vandros is the boss of the Archway. Yeah, the final boss in the Archway, one of Elisand's closest advisors. So you see a meeting between Vandros, Dalrissa, and these Nightfall names. The guy I just said, Melandris, and they're talking about how we shouldn't be allied with the Legion, and how doing so, the Legion's not just going to let the Nightborne just live the way they want if they let them in the city. Dalrissa is the one making all these arguments, by the way. Vandros is the one that's siding with letting the Legion in because he doesn't want to lose his stuff. And then basically, Melandris is essentially not saying much, but he goes along with Dalrissa's plan to kill the Grand Magistrix and become the leader, because Dalrissa's whole plan is she wants to kill the Magistrix, become the leader, keep the barrier up, and not let the Legion in, because she does not want to ally with the Legion, because she remembers the War of the Ancients and how they were enemies to the Burning Legion. And basically, the Gul'dan gives Elisand, Grand Magistrix Elisand, 3 days to make up her mind. Either bring down the barrier, keep your city, keep your luxuries, keep your titles, or keep it up, and I will bring the full force of the Legion against Suramar and just kill everybody. And I'm not going to give you another choice. You have 3 days. Goodbye. And so 3 days pass, and Elisand is kind of... she has disappeared. And the third day comes, and she summons a meeting, and only 2 people show up. It is some other unnamed Nightborne, and then it is Vandros. And she basically says, I made my decision. I'm going to let the Legion in so we can keep our way of life. But then Vandros basically says there's a rebellion, and Elisand says, well, I've already dealt with that. So we then cut to Dalrissa and her forces of Nightborne, along with... I keep getting... It's Melandris is the one who betrays her, yes? I believe so? Yes, let's look real quick. Yeah, it's Melandris is the one who betrays Dalrissa. So Melandris and Dalrissa are with the rebels, and they're about to attack. The rebels are ambushed by Grand Magistrix Elisand's forces, but Dalrissa and Melandris manage to escape, and Dalrissa basically says, in the chaos, if we rush to the Nightwell, we can still catch Elisand and I can still kill her. And then Melandris stabs her in the back with a psi blade. I forget what they call them, the Nightborne. Magical arcane weapons. They call them the Arc Blade, I guess. And basically says, sorry, if she falls, the other advisors will lose their nerve, and Melandra says, yep, that's why I can't let you do this, and she stabs her in the back and says that allegiance is the only way with the Legion. And we see Thalrissa get thrown off the edge of the Nightwell into the waters below, and basically Gul'dan shows up and says, hey, you honored our agreement, you're going to keep your cities, your titles, your luxuries, everything you wanted, and we're going to take what we want in return, which is part of the Nightwell's power. And it kind of ends on a really cool note, I think. It ends with Gul'dan making like this speech. He says, your long seclusion is over, but that should not be cause for concern. For every ending comes an opportunity. And then the panel cuts to Thalrissa like climbing out of the water, and she's like on her knees. And then the last part of Gul'dan's thing is, for a new beginning. And then the last panel, you just see like the bar of Thalrissa's eyes, and she's just like pissed, and it just ends. So that part was really cool. I'm disappointed that Grand Magistrix Elasan is just basically like, I guess this time we'll join the Legion, because why not? It's not like there's a bunch of factions who are just landing on the island right now about to like go fight the Legion, but I'm just going to ally with them because I want to keep the Nightwell. I'm still hoping. I know at this point it's like a fantasy, but I'm still hoping in the boss fight with Elasan, when you beat her, she doesn't die, but she like decides to help you instead, and then she ends up getting caught by Gul'dan and killed that way. At least she'll have like a deathbed conversion back to good or something, because everything we've seen of her before Legion starts, there's no way she would join the Legion, and it's really strange to me. But anyway, I really like Thalrissa as a character. I'm really happy that she is getting her time to shine. I think she's an interesting character. I like her in the game. I liked her in the comic. She is like a good person. Like, she's the reason she wants to fight against the Legion is because the Legion is evil and she is good, and she remembers what it is to be a night elf. Even though they're Nightborne now, she remembers what it was during the War of the Ancients as a night elf fighting against the evil Burning Legion. So she's an interesting character. The comic was good. I still really like it. I think last week's was better, but only because I think Moira is one of my favorite secondary characters, and the ending made me cry a little bit. But read the comic. Let me know how you thought about it in the description below. I'll link both versions like I did last time, but watch the animated version. It's way better. Also, people didn't seem to realize there's music with the animated version. Turn your sound on. There's like there's music. They change the music as the scenes change. They have some of the sound effects of things happening. Like, it's good. Someone in my last video said this is like the natural evolution of comic books, and I agree. I think in the future, if more and more companies do stuff like this, I think comic books could have another renaissance, basically. Because right now they seem to be kind of faltering. Not to get political, but a lot of comics are like struggling with this issue of like social justice issues, and they're trying to like force social justice into their comics because of their writers, and the comics are failing. But so I think if this new animated thing kind of like is a hit and like is spread to everything, it'll be like a new renaissance to comics, which would be really great. I was never big into comics, but if this gets applied to like every like comic book that comes out, I'll be a fan and I will start reading them. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you thought about this comic called Nightborne, Twilight of Suramar in the comments below. But until then, stay awesome. Stay tuned for the Shaman Class Hall campaign, which is coming up soon. I am 3/4 of the way done now, so almost finished. But until then, stay awesome, and yeah, farewell.